teacher, had won him many friends, but he considered the best of all, the miller.
Check. Hello, Hans.
Hello.
The roses look beautiful. I'm taking them to the market.
Should fetch me a good price?
No. Among best friends, everything is common. As your best friend, I have a right on your garden, don't I?
Everything.
Well, of course.
To share with your best friend, the greatest blessing of life.
How beautifully you speak.
Well, you're too simple to speak like that, and I still regard you as my friend. But in friendship, we don't look at each other's flaws.
Hi, Hans.
Hey, John.
I see, Hans. Your best friend has robbed you of your flowers yet again.
Well, friends share everything. Everything belongs to both of us, John.
We'll see about that. Okay, bye. I'm off to work.
Bye.
While Hans made decent money during the spring and summer with his flowers, herbs, and vegetables, during winter he had a hard time as nothing grew in his garden then. On the other hand, the miller always had more than enough flour, corn, and other grains to live comfortably.
Why don't we invite Uncle Hans to stay with us for the winter? He could share half my porridge and he could sleep with me in my room.
If he sees our full granary and a warm fire, he'll become envious, and envy is a terrible sin. I will not let my best friend feel envious.
Spoken like a true friend.
But Dad, you yourself said a friend in need is a friend indeed. Can we at least give him some flour and grain?
Don't you understand anything? Friendship is one thing and flowers another. You cannot mix both. Now eat before I spank you.
I noticed that you have been questioning your father a lot recently.
I just don't understand why he's not helping poor uncle.
It's important to respect your father and listen to his words.
But Mom,
Winter passed by and spring is back. Little Hans is happily digging and weeding his beloved garden.
Come on. With us, right? Come on. Now that spring is here, you would go to visit Hans.
Definitely. He is my best friend. His garden must be full of beautiful flowers and fresh herbs. Fetch me a mixed basket.
So nice to be out in the sunshine again, isn't it, Hans?
Oh, it is, after the tough winter you and I have had.
Here comes your best robber. Friends. Ready to pluck your flowers.
Okay, I think it's...
Hello, Hans. How are you?
Oh, very well. Now that spring is here, how have you been? I was half afraid you had forgotten me.
Oh, true friends never forget each other. I thought you would understand that by now.
Yes, sorry. You know, I'm so happy today that I'll finally buy my wheelbarrow back.
You sold it? How silly of you.
Well, in the winter, I had to sell my wheelbarrow so that I could buy some grain and flour for food. Now that spring is here, I will sell my flowers and buy it back.
You can take my old wheelbarrow. The left side smashed and the wheels wobble, so I bought a new one. You can take the old one though.
Well, that's awfully kind of you. You know, I have a plank of wood. I could easily repair yours with it.
Well, a plank of wood is just what I need to repair the roof of my barn. Now that I'm giving you my wheelbarrow, you can surely return the favor by giving me your plank of wood, right?
Sure.
The next day morning, Hans is working in his garden as Miller approaches him.
Hans, I need you to repair the roof of my barn.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of work in my garden to do today.
Are you refusing your best friend? Even when I'm giving you my wheelbarrow? I'm ashamed of you.
Okay, I will do it.
The hole in the roof of Miller's barn is so huge that Hans had to spend the entire day repairing it. He even had to use up the entire plank.
Nothing is left for you to repair your wheelbarrow with. But I must say, it is not my fault, but rather you being slow and lazy. I'm sorry for always being so open and always criticizing best friends just to improve them.
Yes, sorry.
Miller kept making Hans do work for him. Hans loved his best friend so much that he could never refuse.
Hans, I need you to take the sack of flour to the market and sell it. After all, I'm going to give you my wheelbarrow.
Okay.
Hans is watering his plants in his garden as Miller arrives.
Hans, I need you to take the sheep to the mountain to graze. I did not feel like doing it today. After all, I'm going to give you my wheelbarrow.
I love you, my flowers, but he's my best friend.
This went on for days together until one stormy night.
Hans! Hans!
Who is it?
It's me, your best friend. Open the door.
You at this hour? Is everything okay?
No, my son fell off the ladder and he is terribly injured. And I think it's best that you fetch the doctor instead of me in the stormy night.
You are in trouble and you reached out to me? Well, I think of it as a compliment. Surely I'll fetch the doctor. Just give me the lantern as the night is really dark and I don't want to fall in a ditch.
My lantern is new and I don't want anything happening to it.
Okay.
Hans hurried to the doctor's home, more than a mile away. On his way, in the dark, stormy night, Hans fell into a ditch. Meanwhile, his daughter reaches the house to surprise her father.
Dad? Where are you? He's not here? Where'd he go? I should probably check with Mr. Miller.
Are you the doctor?
Yes, but I'm.
Please, help our son. He's terribly injured.
Let me check. Where's your son? What happened? It's nothing serious. Please get an ice pack. How do you feel now?
Thank you, doctor. You saved our son's lives.
It's my pleasure. Actually, I came here to ask about my father, Mr. Hans.
Mr. Hans, your father. I haven't seen you for so long.
I went to the city for my higher studies. I actually came here to surprise my father, but I couldn't find him at home. What happened?
I sent him to fetch a doctor for my son. I thought you were the doctor he sent. Don't worry, he'll be back soon.
The next morning, his hat was found floating on the water. Hans was nowhere.
Alas, the poor fellow seems to have drowned in the river.
Oh, he was a wonderful little fella. He deserves a beautiful funeral.
The villagers had been so fond of Hans that they arranged for a beautiful funeral where everyone gathered.
Well, as Ice's best friend, I deserve the best year of the ceremony. Oh, I should go make a speech. Hans was simple and lazy, but rather a good man. He was always touched by my words of wisdom and always open to receive my guidance.
Didn't he die while fetching the doctor for your son?
Hans should have been more careful, and I cared for him. I was going to give him my wheelbarrow. Now it is so sad. It is in such bad condition that no one will buy it.
The miller had no idea that apart from the people of the village, there was someone else listening to his speech. Hans, who had been saved by John the previous night.
Oh, Dad.
I'm perfectly okay, dear.
So he sent you out in this stormy night with no regards of safety for you?
Well, friends help each other.
Tell me one instance and one whether he has ever helped you. Has he ever paid for the flowers, the herbs, or the plank?
No, but friends don't have to pay. Everything is common.
So your flowers are common and his grace is not?
I never thought of that before.
Not only him, you're as much as for letting him take you for granted. Hans, friendship is a relationship of mutual love and respect, not that of a master and a slave.
Finally, Hans realizes that far from a true friend, the miller was not a friend at all. So, the next time Miller came to him,
Hans, I need you to repair my windmill.
I'm sorry, I'm busy today.
Are you refusing your best friend?
Well, I'm sure as my best friend you would understand how I neglected my garden to do things for you. I was hoping that as a true friend you would help me in my garden, considering I almost died for you. Those flowers are worth 2 pounds.
What? Friends don't charge each other.
Then surely you won't charge me for some grains that were 2 pounds?
needless to say, from that day, the miller never took his best friend for granted ever again.
I understood my mistake. Sorry if I troubled you too much.
It's okay, my friend. I'm glad you took it in a good way.
Friendship is the world's most beautiful relationship, but only if both friends are true and sincere. A friend indeed is one who doesn't remember you only in the times of their need. it's crucial for us to identify those who might be taking advantages of us with bad intentions. Real friends support and uplift, not exploit. Let's be mindful and surround ourselves with genuine relations who truly care. Here, we have Akshit Abhilash as the kind and gullible man, Hans. Arjun Ranjani Srijit as the arrogant and selfish man, Miller. Prarthana S. Thambi as the clever and caring man, John. Joel Ullas Matthew as Miller's curious son. Jia S. Prashant as Miller's supportive wife. Meha Leo as Hans's bright daughter. Atendrajit C. Jayan, Ishan Vinod, Shreyas KP, Ethan Wilson Rosario, and Ravi Shankar as the common men. And finally, I, the narrator, Aditi Srijit. Thank you.